when we were little girls, particularly in America, I'll go out on a limb here, our value was due to more towards how we looked over how smart we were. Now, in Asian countries, in India and Asian countries, how smart they are has a bigger value than how they look. And we're taught this from a young age, and I go over that in my book, and it's really interesting. If you ask a little boy and a little girl at 8 years old, do you want to be president of the United States? Both of them equally will say yes. And if you ask them just 2 years later, the little girl says no. And part of that is all the images that we see over and over and over again, and the book talks about that, thousands of images that we see that tells us who we should be and how we should act and so forth. And so that goes on in our mind. And so we think we get our value as women from that. And that's problematic. Men, on the other hand, when they're little boys, they typically do one of two things, particularly when I was growing up. They either worked on cars with their brothers and their fathers, right, or they were in team sports. Now, years later, when the internet and computers came in the 80s, if they were total geeks and they weren't good at either one, then they hung out, on computers and they built computers and they did all kinds of stuff. But men generally understand team. Even if they're playing a video game, they understand there's somebody on the other end and we're in a team. Women don't understand team. Women understand competition. We understand that we are vying the other woman for the job, the mate, the whatever. It's always attached to something. We don't believe that we are our own units, that we have everything that we need within ourselves. We think the man is the plan, something else is going to get us there. We're latchers on or more than we are independent. Men understand team. Men understand the most powerful person on the football team. They understand that, and they all get along just fine. When I led the team of men, I had this all-star, and I was terrified that I was giving too much attention to the all-star. And I went home and I said to my husband, I'm worried that they're going to think I favor so-and-so, and I don't. It just so happens like he's just better. He's just better. And he looked at me with a straight face and he said, Elizabeth, men don't operate like that, so it's not a problem. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, in an office, one of you has to be smarter, prettier, better, faster, whatever it is. Women just don't do it well often with other women, but us as guys, we don't care if he's the biggest player on the football field because we understand our own value. We know he doesn't get to throw the ball without us blocking for him or he's going to get creamed. And I never forgot it. And he was right. But what I did was, to be fair, I made sure the other men on the team, that I let them know I knew their value. Right? He was still my all-star. He's still going to do what he does, but I let the other people know they were equally important on the team. And that's a drastically different view for a woman. It's just not where we come from. It's not where we're taught. It's certainly not the images that we see every day, all day long. So if you go in tomorrow and in your emails you're saying, us, we, team, and you do it for a week, I guarantee you your perception changes.